Let's look into Earth in 2026, shall we?
The channel any period of time at all, you know that I don't really like anything political and stuff, and I don't want to even go there. In fact, that's really what the channel was always about, was about ancient times and how we got to the point that you understand it and on through. And I've stated repeatedly that I don't like to talk about more recent times because people start to get butthurt. And it becomes personal and things like that. But if you put it all together, it still becomes that way. Anyhow, regardless, people, there's something huge that is happening right now. And I just felt compelled. I need to tell somebody about it. My brother and I have been texting back and forth about it and all this stuff. But Trump has just gotten, now, if you've been paying attention here lately, Trump has freed Venezuela. He's found all the fraud things and are working on Minnesota. Some lady got killed there and they tried to spin that. And of course they got kicked back in their face. Anyhow, and I hate that it happened. Let's just say that, because that's not what this vid's about anyhow. But I hate that that happened. And it's a sad thing that people get delusional to the point of acting like this. It's your own damn fault. And it's the media's fault too. And all kinds of things. But what Trump has done here recently with all the other stuff that's been going just like a whirlwind of stuff starting to happen here, he's finally gotten settled in. And it's off golf season right now in the winter, so he's kicking some ass. And so he's gotten a panel of people that are worldwide from nations all over the world have come together and had this summit meeting type thing that the media didn't really know about. Yeah, they didn't get to know about Venezuela or anything else because things are happening. And this is what we call 3D chess. Whenever most people don't even know how to play the game worth a shit, here's somebody showing you 3D chess. He's got a panel of worldwide people around the biggest industries in oil and other companies that have all come together, and isn't one of them like, do you not agree with everything that we've talked about? And there's not one that puts their arm up. It's incredible. In fact, of course, they after he makes this statement I'm going to show you in a second, he actually lets the media try to do it, and he even says, hey, let's let CNN try to give it a shot. CNN, and fake news, let's see what they can do. And of course, they're trying to spin local events and stuff, and Trump just says, you're not even asking these people questions about what's going on. You're trying to spin the local thing that's already been destroyed. So he wants to go on to it. And the idea here, people, is, unbelievably, if you don't know what's going on and you've never played 3D chess, this guy is telling you they're going to take over Greenland. You probably saw it right above him right there in the video thing. And it's not that great or anything. Luckily, I have even a shot at it. But they're going to take over Greenland, and they want it to make sure that it works the right way. They need an ally right there. Not Russia and China on our doorstep. That's not going to work. It's the old Bay of Pigs thing and everything else, and that's what it was with Venezuela, too. People trying to inch in on us and things like that, and he's like, yeah, back the fuck up. And so let me just show you this little portion here where he tells you we're going to have to take over Greenland. And of course, I'm sure the media is going to try to spin this any way that your mind can ruin it. And it's like, well, everybody's agreeing on it. Now, they don't have the president of Greenland right there, but everybody else in the world. And I'm sure some of them brought this to him in the first place. It's not like Trump is coming up with this and everybody's going, wow, that's a weird idea. No. That's not what it is, and it won't be spent into bullshit or anything. Let's listen here real quick.
We are going to do something on Greenland, whether they like it or not, because if we don't do it, Russia or China will take over Greenland, and we're not going to have Russia or China as a neighbor.
Okay, sorry, man. I cropped it in on the other, and then they blew it up. So let me end this and start again, and I'll even start with this statement again.
Now, we are going to do something on Greenland, whether they like it or not, because if we don't do it, Russia or China will take over Greenland, and we're not going to have Russia or China as a neighbor. Okay?
Of course, the media is losing it. They all had these talking points they wanted to do to try to make him ruin about Venezuela or something in Michigan, and he's like, "Oh, we're on past that." And it's funny that they bring the questions the other way, but here we go.
I would like to make a deal, the easy way. But if we don't do it the easy way, we're going to do it the hard way right now.
Oh my God!
I get along
Just wow.
very well with President Xi. I'm going to go over to China in April, but I don't want them as a neighbor in Greenland. Not going to happen. And by the way, and NATO's got to understand that. I'm all for NATO. I saved NATO. If it weren't for me, you wouldn't have a NATO right now. But we're not going to allow Russia or China to occupy Greenland, and that's what's going to happen if we don't.
And he looks around and is like, does everybody understand? And then all these BS talking points come out. I'm not going to try to even show you all of this. If you want, look this up. If you just get on the web here and today, I'm sure this is going to pop up. I found it on this one site with Asmund Gold, and he goes, I can't believe it. And the guy's on top of stuff. And so I was like, okay, I don't want your take on it necessarily, Asmund, but I'd like to hear it. But what are they doing? And wow. And then they go around the room because the media won't ask questions that are even pertinent to what's going on. And they just start talking about how they're going to do this, they're going to do that. They're in with America on this whole concept and the world, and a lot of them are talking about this is going to help Spain, and this is going to do all this, and this is going to do all that. Great. And then what's this going to, and this is going to, and the whole world's going to flower, and none of it's like, wow. And it just keeps going around. Different places are stating this out. And you can say it's trying to be this or trying to be that. I'm sure it is. At the same time, this is happening. It's 3D chess. And it's literally happening right now. And I wonder what comes next. What is next week? Wow, because the guy hit in 2026 here pretty hard so far, hasn't he? And of course, I'm sure they're going to try to impeach him, and they're going to try to do this and try to do that, and anything they can do. And it's going to get to a point in America where we might have to end up doing something, but that's for a total different video. But no one wants it to go there. But if you keep pushing the bear and the tiger and poking the lion in the butthole, you're fixing to get in trouble, boy. And you can see it happening, and people are gonna have a big cup of shut the fuck up and realize what's going on here. And the world is gonna come out on this. All kinds of countries are gonna end up having statements for this. I wonder if the media is going to try to avoid even talking to all these people that are praising these situations that are coming up. But I thought I'd just put this out. Don't want to make it too long, but wow.
Let's look into Earth in 2026, shall we?